Number 77 in the Radiance range is 1988's Dogra Magra. Now, this is one of those films that I'm not sure I get. I loved it. I was drawn in by it. It wasn't an out-and-out horror, but it was terrifying at times. It was introspective dissection of a person, but by dueling forces, pulling him apart. It's such a weird movie. And then normally I like to do these reviews pretty quickly after watching the film. But I sat on Dogra Magra for a while. I sat thinking about it, mulling it over. And it's one of those movies that affected me. I don't know why. And at the end of it, I'm not entirely sure I get it. I'm not entirely sure I loved it. But it definitely left an indelible mark on me.
これですね。先生がおっしゃった恐ろしい事件っていうのは。ええ。
Directed by Toshio Matsumoto, this film is all about a man who wakes up in an asylum, and he is kind of pulled and pushed by two doctors. At first, we have Dr. Wakabayashi, who introduces our character. He talks to him, he starts to learn all the facets about him, leading him down a path. But we know that he knows this character's story and is trying to lead this young man, Ichiro, to figure out what happened to him. And what happened is that he, on his wedding day, killed his bride-to-be. And we don't know much more about that. And we follow this character as this doctor is treating him in a fashion by telling him parts of the story, by trying to shock him into reality of what's happening. And then pretty soon we're introduced to Dr. Masaki, a doctor whom seems a little bit weird, a little bit wacky, who has this infectious and simultaneously annoying laugh throughout the film. He is a character that appears and starts to treat our patient as well. And there is a kind of time jump as you realise that certain things are going on at the same time, and these characters have been interacting with our main character Ichiro at the same time, and who is doing the right treatment, what is their result they're looking for, and are they working towards that, or are they trying to cure the patient?
人間の胎児は母親の体内にいる10ヶ月の間に一つの長い長い夢を見ています。
It's such a weird and odd movie that I just don't fully understand everything that's going on here. It was interesting. It was fascinating. It was such a weird oddity. Visually, is very striking. That has this kind of fluidity with time that was mind-bending at times, but in a really kind of interesting way. Not scratch my head, I'm frustrated, I don't know, but more like this relates to that, and this segment happens there, and this is really strange and unusual. Dogra Magra was visually stunning, but more than that, it's a tale that I feel needs to be deciphered, but at the same time, I don't want to know everything either. I want that mystery. I want the unsured nature of what I watched to be constantly fluid. I know I can watch this movie another time and come out of it with a completely different mood. And I like the idea of that. I'm glad I saw Dogra Magra. I'm glad to have it in the collection. I will go back to it again. I'm not sure, other than that, my real thoughts on this one. So definitely something we'll revisit at some point. But just now, let's dive into the extras of this disc and see what there are. Here we are in the disc for Dogra Magra. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have a director's commentary. Next, we have Toshio Matsumoto, an archival interview from 2003 with the director reflecting on the making of Dogra Magra. It runs at 21 minutes 13 seconds. He talks, amongst other things, about getting permission from the author to make this film, how it was a long gestating project that he thought about a lot, and his cast that he gathered together to make the film a reality. Next, we have Dogra Magra through the eyes of Tatsuo Suzuki. This is a newly produced visual essay. Curator and scholar Julian Ross looks at Dogra Magra and the importance of its cinematographer Tatsuo Suzuki, created exclusively for Radiance in July 2024. It runs at 13 minutes 27 seconds, and it's kind of split into two halves. This one where we have the influence of Matsumoto's first film, Funeral Parade of Roses, and how that echoes certain sentiments within Dogra Magra, and then for the latter half, we kind of focus on the cinematographer and his output on this film and other impacts that he made as well. Next, we have instructions on a Horada Sutra. This is behind-the-scenes rehearsal footage where we have street performer Hiroshi Sakano giving producers of Dogra Magra a demonstration on how to authentically perform the chant within the film. It's 60 minutes 19 seconds. It's kind of workshopping how this chant is going to go, the rhythm of it, adding more into it. It's quite an interesting piece. We also have the gallery and the trailer. Also included in this set is a 52-page booklet where we have several essays and a director's statement, which I think is really kind of interesting. Although it's only a couple of pages, it just kind of sets up what he was trying to achieve with this film, which I think he definitely did achieve that. And that's the extras for Dogra Magra. There we have it. Dogra Magra is out now. If you like your kind of horror, terror, or films a little bit more weird and unusual, you're going to find something really different with this film. And if you've seen it and you have an idea of what's going on, let me know in the comment box below your opinion. I might not agree with it, but I'm really curious as to your thoughts on this film. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always, which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.